Welcome, everybody. My name is Zach, and today is the Oscars, an award show that I love to watch every year, but I don't take it super duper seriously. It's voted on by a group of people that isn't me, so that doesn't mean my tastes have to mirror theirs, or they're wrong and I'm right, or I'm right and they're wrong. That was the same thing backwards. But the point is, the Oscars are more just kind of a fun thing to represent great cinema from this past year, and I have my own little version of the Oscars, but it's one award, and it's so dumb. If you clicked on this video, you would have seen what the award is called. The Greatest Showman Award.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Me and my roommate were on like an 8-hour car drive back to our home state for spring break. And as you do in an 8-hour car drive, you go crazy. And we created this award after listening to the entire soundtrack of The Greatest Showman called the Greatest Showman Award. And what it represents is who I think is one of the outstanding entertainers of the previous year. For example, previous winners to me, and this is how far back it goes, I would say 2020 was the year of Andrew Garfield. He was everywhere, but most popularly, that year he did The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Tick Tick Boom, Spider-Man No Way Home. He just kind of had this resurgence of popularity, very well deserved. So in my headcanon, he's won the Greatest Showman Award. 2022 is pretty simple when you think of incredible entertainers of that year. Brendan Fraser. He also made a huge comeback. Everyone loves him again, thank goodness. And I hope he's doing fantastic. He was also in The Whale, so there you go. Now, for 2023, who do I believe deserves to be considered one of the greatest entertainers of that year? Well, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this person is none other than Ayo Edebiri. Ayo Edebiri smashed it in 2023. Freaking knocked it out of the park. Out of our 3 winners in past years, this person probably has had the most they've done. I have to scroll to a second page to see how much she did in 2023. Now she's been an entertainer for a while, and she's always been a delight to see. But in 2023, I just wanted to highlight how fantastic Ayo was. You have one of my favorite, what I believe to be an underrated movie of 2023, Theater Camp. You have a bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna hit some of my favorites. She ended up on Abbott Elementary, Bottoms, fantastic movie. I Think You Should Leave. Oh, she was in I Think You Should Leave. I love that. She was in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. She was in Black Mirror. I guess I didn't get to that episode yet. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Mwah, Big Mouth, and of course, The Bear. With how incredible of an entertainer she is, with how funny of a comedian she is, with how impactful of a actor she is, Ayo Edebiri wins the Greatest Showman of 2023. So we got to the Greatest Showman. Congratulations, Ayo, and I guess a little bit of a congratulations for Brendan and Andrew, because this is the first time I decided to make this video. Maybe I'll do it again next year. Like this video if you want to see more. I'll be a sellout. I don't care. But I have more that I want to talk about, specifically relating to the Oscars. I want to talk about what I feel can be considered snubs. That word I don't really like when it comes to the Oscars, but there is something I do need to talk about. And then my predictions for the Oscars. So let's just get to the snubs. The Oscars, I like to say awards don't matter. It's not a proper judgment of, or at least with entertainment, what is good and what is bad. It's more just what did these group of people at this time in their lives feel was better for them, you know? And everything nominated completely deserves to be there. So none of what I'm saying for the following list is anything like, oh, it shouldn't have been this, it should have been this. All I'm saying is I just want to give a little bit of recognition to these movies, as the Oscars did not give them recognition, which is fine. I get it. But here we go. The Iron Claw was a huge hit last year. A lot of people fell in love with that movie. And 3 categories that I think would have been really good for the Oscars if it were to be nominated. Clearly, best performance were Zac Efron. He did incredible. I can go with a lot of people for best supporting performance. Like, genuinely anybody in the film does an incredible job. But my pick would be Holt McCallany. I believe that's how his last name is pronounced. But he's such an incredible actor. Mindhunter, I wish, got a season 3, but not the point. He's so good in the movie. I would have nominated him for that, or at least for something. And then best song. I Want to Live That Way Forever. That's beautiful. Another movie that definitely deserves recognition, All of Us Strangers. I think the script was very beautiful. There's so many moments in the movie that I'm always going to remember in here and in here. And speaking of how beautiful it was, the cinematography, absolutely incredible. Saltburn was a movie that I think, not to act like I know everything when it comes to film, I feel like, and this is my prediction, didn't get any Oscar recognition due to the fact that maybe it was a movie that was more tailored to a specific generation rather than the generation that's voting on Oscar movies. Again, I don't think the Oscars should be considered the end-all be-all of what's a good movie and what's a bad movie, but still, I think I can understand why it wouldn't get recognition from that group of people when it got so much recognition from Gen Z, like on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and whatever. It's Twitter. So some of the stuff that I thought was really incredible. Obviously, Barry Keoghan with Best Performance. I thought the script was really incredible. The direction from Emerald Fennell, who I saw at the Savannah Film Festival, if you want to check out the video later. The movie looks beautiful. The set and production design elements is just marvelous. Here's an easy one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I would have given it a Best Animated nomination. One that I was surprised, but that's more so just because this was my first of his movies that I've ever seen, and I kind of fell in love with this director way later than a normal person usually would. Asteroid City, Wes Anderson's Asteroid City, was incredible. I think the script was fantastic. I love the theme in the movie and the score. The score was fantastic. I get that there's big movies with big Oscar campaigns, because that's another aspect of this too. How hard did a production company campaign for the Oscars? You know, that changes everything. Speaking of best song, Theater Camp. Theater Camp had an incredible finale to it, including a great song that I would have nominated. And then two movies that I absolutely loved. I don't really know what I would nominate them for, but I just wanted to shout them out here because I think they're incredible. Day of the Fight. I've talked about that one a lot and how I can't find anything about it anywhere, but I saw it at the Film Fest and it was incredible. And then Bottoms. Okay, that's all. Actually, I have one more thing that I wanted to mention. I didn't believe anything I just said was snubbed, per se. I believe that if they were to be nominated, if there were to be more nominations, that these would be what I would consider. Greta Gerwig had the biggest movie of 2023. Culturally, financially, extremely impactful. It has not been out for that long. And I believe it has inspired so many people. Every director on the list deserves to be there. I'm not saying that she's better than them, screw them. I'm just saying that is crazy. Margot Robbie, I understand. I think the best actress category this year is stacked. I'll get to that later. But Greta Gerwig, guys, are you serious? She's made Lady Bird, Little Women, Barbie. No Oscar snub has ever made me feel more upset than this one. Whew. Cooling down from there. Let's get off my soapbox. I'm actually this tall. And I have predictions that I want to say, just out of curiosity, because the Oscars are tonight. Maybe I'm right. That'd be pretty cool. I'll get to them quick, because we got to get someplace. You know what I'm saying? I do something like this every year for the past 4. So that's not too many, but I still do it a lot. And let us take a look at some of my predictions. Now, I should say that not all of these categories will be predicted by me. For example, I haven't seen any of the documentary shorts. I don't feel justified predicting some categories, so I'm only going to hit the ones that I do feel justified. Visual effects, I really want it to be Godzilla -1, although I could see the creator coming in with it, because that movie's spectacular looking. One of those two. Best sound, Oppenheimer. Best international film, Zone of Interest. Best song, it's What Was I Made For. What Was I Made For is an incredible song. Best production design, I would say Poor Things. That was beautiful. And if not Poor Things, Barbie. Best costumes, I said Poor Things. Best makeup and hair, I also said Poor Things. Best original score, Oppenheimer. I did want to say that Poor Things also has a beautiful score. We got Best Original Screenplay and Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Original, The Holdovers. That's my prediction. I loved that movie, and I don't know. I think there's something there. I think Past Lives can pull it out, but that one's not even like a mini prediction. I think it is going to be The Holdovers. That's going to be my pick. Best Adapted Screenplay. I'm picking Oppenheimer just because, from the little I've read from it, Chris Nolan does a lot with it. Best Cinematography, I said Oppenheimer. Best Director, I really want it to be Yorgo Lanthimos for Poor Things. This is where those I want predictions, but I think predictions come in. I want Yorgo Lanthimos, but I think Christopher Nolan's going to take away the Best Director. Best Supporting Actress, Divine Joy Randolph. I am so happy that she's getting the representation that she needs to. Only Murders in the Building. Dolomite Is My Name. Other stuff that I'm forgetting in the moment, but also The Holdovers. The Holdovers. For Best Supporting Actor, it's between these two Marvel baddies. I would like it to be Mark Ruffalo from Poor Things, but I think it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. from Oppenheimer. Both completely deserving. Absolutely incredible performances. Best Actress. A lot of people want it to be Lily Gladstone, but by God, Emma Stone is incredible. Poor Things affected me way more than Killers of the Flower Moon did. Not saying it's a bad movie, it's just which one hit me the most. But Emma Stone in Poor Things, her performance as Bella Baxter is incredible to say the least. Best Actor, come on. It's Cillian Murphy. Silly Murphy. And then we arrive to Best Picture. Now, I've already kind of alluded to this, but out of the 10, if it was up to me, Poor Things wins Best Picture. That's what I want. What I am 99.9% sure is going to win, but I've been wrong before, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's a great movie. It's very good. I just think that in some cases, some people kind of get clouded with the like, no, it can't be the big, giant Christopher Nolan smash hit movie, blah, blah, blah. Completely understandable, but I do think it's going to win, and it completely deserves it. It's an incredible movie. But anyways, that's just all my movie thoughts as of lately when it comes to the Oscars. What are your predictions? Let me know down in the comments below. Please comment. I need traction because my channel's been slow lately. Thank you all for watching, and just remember this. I love movies, and Greta Gerwig was robbed. Good night, everybody. Is it being hosted by Jimmy Kimmel? Oh my god, I completely forgot.